you, everybody. I'm Nate Elgie, your county administrator, and today we're with Kevin Klein, the director of Cherry Capital Airport. And Kevin, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
My pleasure. Arguably, the airport is one of the finest gems for our community, for our region. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I'd love to say yes. That is absolutely true. You know, Nate, we're, as an economic asset generator for Grand Traverse County and all of northern Lower Michigan, you know, we generate an annual economic benefit of over $1 billion. And so it, you know, to me, it's my personal pride to be able to represent the community here with the airport.
Well, we thank you for that. And Kevin, you've done a great job, and I share your sentiment. And we watched the truly unprecedented revenues that we receive from all the various festivals, visitors to our area, new residents to our area. And I see the airport as vital in that process because they're bringing people from previously unknown destinations to Traverse City and allowing our community members to fly from Traverse City to previously unreachable destinations via direct flights. And I think that under your leadership, this airport has grown exponentially and completely responsibly for our community. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. You know, years ago, I went to an economic conference with an aviation consultant, and we really focused on the fact that it's about making your community a destination. Everybody wants to think that's tourism, and it's really not about tourism. It's about economic development. And you want to bring people into your community that are going to invest in your community, invest in businesses, and stay, that are going to really be a part of that growth. You know, everybody looks at it as the Disneyland concept. Everybody wants to bring tourism in there. And that's very true, but it's about bringing people into your community that's the destination for business. You want people to spend money here. You don't want your businesses to travel to other communities and spend money there. And that hit home to me, and that's really been our idea of how we grow the airport, is everything we do is about here, about our community first.
Right on. And many people don't know that the airport is actually owned in a partnership with Leelanau County and Grand Traverse County. And we are dual owners of this airport. And recently, from 2019 and 2020, we went through a governance change from a commission model to an authority model. How's the authority model working out?
The authority model is, in my opinion, awesome. And the main reason we went to the authority model was because of the fact that through the different operating agreements and everything else, you ended up with expiration of terms. So when people wanted to come in and invest in the airport, build new hangars, bring in new business, there was a limitation to that. You could only go out on, you know, in some cases only 10 to 15 years for leases that would normally be 50-year leases. So with that, when we made that governance change, we had an immediate investment by our fixed base operator, AvFlight, and they invested $12 million into the airport and building new hangars. So very successful right off the bat. We've grown with 3 different airlines that joined us since the authority model changeover. So it gives us a lot of nimble flexibility for business and the business side of government. And that's not always, you know, you don't always say nimble and government at the same time. But that's what the authority model did, is it gave us that. But the accountability still comes back to the 2 counties. The board appointments are there with the 2 counties. And it also relieved, what I say, all those skeletons and cleanup of all old leases, old agreements, old property, and gave us a fresh start.
And that's what people really didn't realize about that process, is that we were trying to get rid of the sins of our fathers to a certain degree. And one of the major considerations for me as the county administrator was financial considerations. And when we look back over the course of the 26-year relationship we have with the airport at that time, Grand Traverse County had not put forward a single dollar in general fund appropriation to the airport. So when we learned that, we're like, well, what are we trying to accomplish here? And give our experts in the field the flexibility they need to succeed. And from my perspective, I can fly to all sorts of destinations on a one-way trip from Allegiant, and other people can fly to our beautiful spot very easily, so I appreciate that.
It's awesome. That's awesome. That's what it's supposed to be. It's about the people's airport.